Ah, welcome, traveler. Come in, take a seat and put up your feet. Today, we're diving into a game called Going Medieval, a colony sim city builder survival game, where we will be cooking up some roleplay to enhance the gameplay. This is part 12 in our multi-part series, and if you'd like to see more of this, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Let's get cooking. Welcome back to Hearthguard. So, a couple of things that have happened off camera since last episode. We've gone and expanded the hill over here behind the keep, just to create more land for the next layer. We've also gone and dug out the quarry over here all the way down to the foundation, down to granite, which we can't dig any further. And this whole quarry over here has also been dug out. I'm happy to report that we've at least been able to get all the limestone that we needed, at least for this layer, which is fantastic news as we're going to be doing a lot of building in today's episode. We've also gone and expanded the rooms down at the bottom here, just added on an additional 3, just so that our settlers have a bit more space to sleep in. And then in addition to that, we've gone and expanded the moat by an additional 3 tiles. It will be another 4th when we open the moat and flood this, just to widen this a bit. But right, so the plans for today. We are going to be looking at constructing this floor, getting this up and running. Over here we will have the entrance, and then a throne room and council room, a display room for armory and weapons, the staircase is down there, a large great hall, nice and fancy with 2 large fire pits, and a small pantry to keep food, just to supply that with. We will set up temporary places of worship over here, just to see to the needs of our villagers until we build more permanent rooms for these different shrines. We also had 4 new settlers joining Hearthguard. We had Theotic, Marriott, Alwisa, and Edward join the settlement. Oh, we see someone who's hungry here, but there is enough food. He just needs to wake up and eat. What we'll be looking at as well in today's episode is also the crypts down here. So we've gone and placed all the walls in. We just need to come in and dig this out, just that we have them prepared for future when we eventually do need them. Another thing we'll be looking at is building a small tower over here on the wall. We're just going to be figuring out a nice design that we can make use of here, because we'll be using the same design over here and here. We want something that's a small tower, not too small, but not too large, as we want it to be just little points of shelter from the rain, and where our guards can stand and overlook the rest of the settlement. Right, let's get into it. We're going to start activating these blueprints over here and begin construction on these areas. Once the walls are up, we'll put a roof over on the top of it and begin the layout and blueprints for the next floor above this. But right, let's get into it. In the middle of our construction, we're being attacked by some ravagers. So we're going to take up arms and we are going to fight for Hearthguard. As you can see though, we are doing quite well on the construction here, so I'm not too phased by it. But we'll jump to that and have a proper look at that after this battle. Right, so we're almost done at the construction of this floor. Just some support beams and then the furniture itself that needs to be placed. But while that's occurring, we're just going to go ahead and make use of this time to design that little tower over here. We're going to look at something that has 1 floor that will act as an entranceway, and then a possible ladder taking it up to a 2nd floor where the guards will be stationed, and then a roof over it as well.
Dawn's soft whisper, the stonework began. With calloused hands, they drew the plan. Oh, the hammer's song did guardian star where shadows hide. Wood and iron, sweat and bone, they built it high, they built it alone. Through fields of green and skies of gray, brick by brick, they held the fray. Guard tower, standing tall, through sieges come, through night's long throng. Sentinel bold by the village wall, our hope in stone, our silent call. Moss and ivy round it grew. Years turned old, but hearts stayed true. Legends born in shadows cast, hear the tales of ages past. Songs of bravery, winds would carry through the valleys. Nights so starry by the torchlight, stories found, God tower, sacred ground. When the cold winds biting cried, did call the wolves and darkened sky. There stood the tower, fierce at night, a beacon bright, our fearless sight. When the cold winds biting cried, did call the wolves and darkened sky. There stood the tower, fierce in night, a beacon bright, a fearless sight.
And there we go. Our small tower here on our castle is complete. We've also gone and added on some banisters and some merlons here on the walkways, as well as covered up the soil with some bricks, just for a different added texture. I think this tower works quite nicely. It has merlons on the outside, banisters on the inside, a nice pointed roof, poles, and a room on the inside as well, for in case, we need to shelter from arrow fire or anything like that. I think this is quite a nice design, and I'm going to look at replicating this over here and over here. While I'm setting up these two locations, we're just going to go ahead and activate the construction of all of the furniture inside here. Fantastic! This has all been constructed, just the furniture needs to come in, and our two other towers have also been set up and are ready to be built. I just hope we'll have enough limestone blocks to complete all of this, but we'll let it run and see if it either gets finished or if we run out. Either way, we will need to dig for more limestone if we're going to do another layer on top of this. As I feared, we've run out of limestone, but that's okay. These can be constructed over time, and we'll get them done once we start pulling more limestone out of our quarries. What I've also gone and done is just covered the top of this with some brick flooring, just to add a slightly different color to this level. We've also strategically left this part open over here, as we will be adding a second floor with banisters, where people can look down into the throne room and observe the council from audience chambers above. Oh, we have some blighted crops. Let's go deal with these quickly. So, a tip for blighted crops. You'll notice the structures in which we've set up our crops. And you'll see how effective it is in eradicating blight with this structure, as it doesn't spread to a lot of crops around it and you can very quickly get rid of it. There we go. Our crops are now safe and secured again. Blight has been eradicated, and it was reasonably easy as the spread was slowed down quite significantly. Right, well, we're going to look at trying to finish this up. We do need to have some support beams constructed here that we weren't quite aware of before. Just that one over there and this one over here, just to keep the floor in place. But I think it's going to look quite nice with a brick flooring over the top for a roof on this section. We'll just get this completed and then we'll be right back for the next layer on the castle. Another thing I want to do is look at setting up this as an outside workshop area. Now, we still haven't done anything with this first floor here, where we would set up an indoor workshop and a storeroom, but we can at least start placing down a roofing area somewhere that at least makes it look a little bit nicer. So for starters, we're just going to go and place simple wooden pillars here, just here, here, and here, and here. Perhaps we'll leave a little bit of a gap here, and then we'll just go and make use of this and this, and then we are going to place a roof like so, just to make it seem a little bit more interesting. It adds some character here to this courtyard. And then we can also look at moving this all the way over to here, just so that it's inside. And we can even move the ice boxes as well. One there, and the other one there. Great. At least we know we have enough resources to finish the building of that, and we'll be back soon. We're also going to look at just finishing off the crypts here. So as you can see, the walls have been built. So now we can just come in and remove all of the dirt inside, which act as the passageways and as the crypt itself. So each one of these have been designed to take a single sarcophagus or stone coffin. So essentially we have one chamber per settler for one day when the settlers do end up passing away due to accident, old age, or attack. So we'll just let them dig this out. We'll come in, put in a brick floor, and then at least that's ready and prepared. And we can look at slowly starting to create the coffins that will go inside here as well. As the limestone sarcophagus actually takes up 3 spaces, we could also look at placing 2 of these per chamber. Alternatively, we could do one over there and then decorate it a little bit with candles or torches here in these corners and a nice proper door on it, which will allow at least a T-shaped entrance. Sarcophagus taking up those 3 spaces there, as you can see with this. And then maybe statues or any other decorations. We can really look at making this nice, paying proper respect to our fallen settlers. And with that, we have time in the episode for one last thing, and that would be to expand the moat. Fantastic. Our moat is now expanded all the way around, and over time we can look at just getting rid of this little line of soil here in the middle of the moat. That'll take some time, but it's not super important. That's all the time we have for today's episode. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as that would greatly help the channel. If you would like to be kept updated as to new videos being released, then please hit that notification bell. If you have any feedback, suggestions or requests, leave a comment down below and let us know. Until next time, this is Roast Temp. Keep cooking.
Well, the good man, no lover to know, and the tender man to the weather bound. Well, the good